Right. Still not working.
It's a fucking sick
No,
joke.
it's working now. Go, go, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AGRO 56, Eoin versus Morbid. For the title, this one's absolutely going to deliver somewhat of a shorter card today due to a couple fights being canceled. Late notice as usual. We have to ebb and flow with the changes, right, Chad?
Yes, indeed, and I'm really looking forward to this one, especially considering the co-main event is the real main event. Should be main event in general, but it's going to be an amazing card. People like Owen versus Morbid, that's a highly anticipated fight. People say, obviously, considering the game's changing in multiple ways, there's questions around whether Morbid has been patched out, and well, we're going to see tonight. And they're off without really giving us leadway. Thank you
Nah,
for that, guys.
I told them to go. Don't
Oh,
worry.
you told them. Oh, and they're off, and we gave them total. Yeah.
Ben, how did they guess you have
Right.
COVID from listening to your voice?
Yeah, Smoggy is on point with the inflections, I suppose. Selleck versus Gilly. This one's a great opportunity for the silent killer in. Gilly over there has been training a lot in the gym. Let's see if that pays off tonight. Herb Dean's going to get us started today.
And there you go. Tom Selleck, Black Tom. Yeah, that was the advert for AGRO because we're sponsored. And they go off to touch gloves. Tom Selleck throws a body.
It's a rematch,
yeah,
by the way.
start.
Wenger won the first one.
Good
Bit of a leg
there.
kick right there from Wenger, trading downstairs attacks. Gilly now going up top. Bit of a hook action through this first minute.
It's a shame as well they haven't made the oblique kicks any good because they're a really useful weapon in MMA. I mean, we see constantly fighters like Yoel Romero, John Jones, really utilise that oblique kick, but not enough damage really to justify throwing it. Oh,
Oh.
clean with an uppercut there.
A lot of people use that oblique kick to throw the spinning head kick off it. Because you can combo it nicely
Yeah.
with kickboxing combinations.
Good
Selleck
kicks
is
right
checking
there
the
from
leg
Gilly.
kicks. Checking a few of them though. Not a lot of leg damage to either party yet. Selleck using a lot of head movement. Oh, and a takedown. Oh, I didn't expect that. You'd think so with the name Gilly, but um, Selleck punching from the bottom. He cannot be defeated.
This is a great
Transition there.
opportunity. Gilly's now testing, of course, the grappling acumen, if it's improved since their first fight or if it's about the same level. Always have to analyze routes to victory, right, Jamie? If somebody has a grappling deficiency, it makes sense to take them down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Wenger has a grappling. What that big word you said. But I just think Gilly's testing him out. Because we haven't seen
Side
a lot.
transition.
I don't think we've seen
Not much damage, but in a 3-round fight, control time can win you. Well, it can really set you apart.
Especially
Very
in
good
what
to
was
see.
a closely
Oh,
contested first couple minutes.
Top mount, yeah, that's the thing as well. Considering it was so close on the feet, having this big of an advantage and being able to control your opponent on the floor, it really bodes well for Gilly. But he's been reversed here.
Oh,
Selleck does
great
very
reversal
well.
right there.
That was good timing as well. That was good reflex action. Talking about reflex action, have you guys had a COVID test? I had one.
I
of them
have.
and I threw up on. I was doing a PCR and I threw up. Bit too far down. Anyway, postures up.
Oh, Tom Selleck chooses to stand, throws a big midsection attack right there. Now jumping front kick, lands on the guard of Gilly. Silent killer
He
now.
tried too many side kicks there. Good uppercut attempt off the clinch. And another takedown. Poor defense there from Selleck.
Interesting to see the patience that Gilly is utilizing here. Back in the day, he sort of was a all aggression type of fighter, somebody who'd brawl, stand, and bang. This takedown at moments like that against the cage, where it's a great opportunity, something that shows his fight IQ is definitely developing.
Good elbows from the bottom, but he needs to really think about getting up right now because right now it's a very clear round for Gilly at the moment. He really needs to be trying harder to get up. Look, like they're hitting him on the ground there, you're just going to accept you've lost the round. It's the same thing as you saw in the Conor and Dustin fight. There were moments where Conor could have attempted to get up, and rather than, well, he broke his leg, but rather than that, he was throwing little silly elbows out of nowhere to try and get cuts. Doesn't really work like that. Good round for Gilly, though. He looks very impressive against Selleck. Really won that round. Performance I would give off. Like it.
Selleck definitely needs to address the takedown defense moving into this second set of 5 minutes. Again, LTRT just holding those down prevents Gilly from completing any of these shoots that he's doing. Herb Dean getting us started for round 2.
No gloves again. No glove touch again. There's a lot of disdain for these two. Look at the head health he has left. That is unreal. Not much damage from Selleck. This might... Unlikely this will go to a knockout, if I'm honest. Especially on the side of Selleck. For the way he's done so little head damage so far. It's a long way to go.
It'll be interesting to see if Gilly utilizes more grappling in this second round. Again, you mentioned the head health of Tom Selleck definitely depleted a bit more than Gilly's standing and trading in the pocket. You'd think Gilly would get the better of those exchanges.
See, that's the thing that's frustrating for me as well. Total strikes landed is a bit missed. Good takedown there. Really interrupted me in what I was trying to say. Very good takedown attempt there. And Selleck blocks on from the bottom. That's not bad.
As you mentioned, though, you can see Tom Selleck still looking for the elbows off of his back. Big transition right there, though. Beautiful work from Selleck. But again, as we know, Chad, it's not sort of those singular moments. It's the consistency. How do you string it together? Let's see what Tom can do. 3 minutes with which to work. Great positioning for him here in half guard.
He hasn't blocked that.
Oh.
See, that's the naturalism from me. Do it before he even did it. Good half guard attempt to move in there. He needs to try more top mount. He looked very dangerous in getting to top mount. It didn't seem as though Wenger was really blocking that position. I remember when I fought him on Xbox, well, just like sparring sessions, he didn't really have much of an answer from top mount. So it'd be interesting to see if he addressed that. That's a position I really would like to see today, but he doesn't block that either. Very bad from Gilly twice to have the same move catch you twice. What good sign on the ground.
It was good denial right there from Selleck that predicated that transition. Can see the gears are moving inside of his head just at times a step slower than the silent killer in Gilly. Just over 90 seconds remaining in this second round. And this one, Chad's a bit closer than that first set of 5 minutes.
Silly decision, in my opinion, from Selleck to get up. I think he was winning this round on just damage alone, and he was getting hit quite a lot on the feet. I think it would even be worth it trying to get a takedown here to just try and get the judges on side. Get a takedown here, take him down, just control him for the last minute of the round. I think you'll win this.
You can see Tom Selleck is loading up the uppercuts, trying to wing these power shots. Gilly shoots for the takedown. Tom Selleck defends.
Very good takedown defense there, especially it was a bit like that. He's taken my word of advice. He should have done it earlier, though. That's the thing. Yep.
Oh, wow.
He's been slammed. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be Gilly's round again.
That was a one-way ticket to Suplex City, courtesy of Gilly. Beautiful work right there. You can see now knees to the midsection, absolutely debilitating the ribs of Tom Selleck. What a conclusion to this second round.
This is a dangerous position. This can cause a rock out of nowhere. This would really settle the round. Selleck done well. Didn't. Yeah, Selleck's lost that round as well. Yeah, it's 2-0. Seems 2-0 to Gilly. I mean, that could easily have been in Tom Selleck's hand, but I think the slam at the end and the damage subsequently following it. If he would have heeded my advice and gone for a takedown in 1 minute 15, I really think he would have won that round. But I think poor fight IQ was displayed there.
And this is a great opportunity to really dissect the differences in each fighter's evolution. The silent killer in Gilly clearly coming a bit more into his own in this rematch than Wengerball has in Tom Selleck. You hear the head health of Selleck still pretty low, but Gilly now choosing to stand and trade. This is an opportunity for Tom Selleck to turn the tables, Chad.
You think that, though, but when you're 2-0 up and you're already having success on the feet like this, you do get a bit cocky, especially considering this is a trilogy. You would get a bit confident if you've already knocked this guy out. You know you can do it. I don't really see much opening for Wengerball at the moment. He needs to land a big shot, something like a head kick here. These jabs aren't really going to be enough. Yeah, making him look like a bit of a fool there, but good takedown defense. I wouldn't actually have blocked that takedown. I wouldn't have
knee on the
expected that.
inside for Selleck, bit of a spinning entry, just trying to throw different looks. You can see the feints are a lot more active now in this third and final round. Through the first 10 minutes, Gilly's really been controlling, but you can see the urgency in Tom Selleck.
I think you need body shots and clinch work here.
Oh!
That was close. That could have been the rock. Needs more than The Rock, though. I
Could have
think
been
bodywork
Dwayne.
here. Realistically, he's not going to get out of nowhere. That was good. Realistically, he's not going to get a knockout out of nowhere. He needs to just really pepper that body up a lot more. That's what I think he's starting to wake up to. But is it too late? 3 minutes left.
Believe so, unless he really finds some opportune moments to brutalize the midsection.
Yeah,
And now
Gilly's
with this
smart.
takedown, wow, Gilly really, really putting it all together tonight.
Get him on the floor and you'll win this fight. I think he has that in his mind. Even if he loses this round, 29-28 is better than getting flash KO'd at the end and taking risks. No one really remembers the score of the fight. They remember the outcome. And this is what I was saying about Top Mount earlier. This is what I was saying about Top Mount earlier. That it's a dangerous position.
You can see some crimson blood is dotting what was a spotless canvas before. Tom Selleck getting busted open, trying to frame, but you can't frame when the shots are coming from the other side, Chad. Now Tom Selleck reversing the position.
Very poor very poor striking defense there on the ground, especially, but done very well to push out. Yeah, that was a very good block. You need to fake before these. This is the thing. You're not seeing a lot of fakes. You can tell these aren't grapplers. Despite what
Unfortunately, through 15, it's kind of been proven that Tom Selleck may not be much of a striker either. Lot of work to do for the red corner. Kimura,
he's done a Kimura just so he can get the end of the fight through. Smart decision. I mean, Selleck's defense is looking poor. Selleck's defense looks very poor. Oh, wow.
30 seconds with which to work that
bar.
He's got this. Can Gilly tap out Tom Selleck?
It shouldn't have been close either with all the stamina.
I think Tom can get out of it.
Poor. This is poor from Selleck. I think he's done. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Wow.
Very, very poor. I mean, dominant performance from Gilly there. He really improved there. Showed a serious level of advantage over his man there.
Outclassed in every domain of the game. Mixed martial arts, living up to the name, the silent killer, Gilly, getting it done in a big way. Have to think, right, that a finish in such a dominant performance is, some would say, a cherry on top. Those takedowns were often and frequent, really allowed for a grappling display. And this transition into the armbar, just beautiful to secure it as the fight was transpiring.
Yeah, I mean, it's very weird when you have a trilogy of this level where one-on-one and then the third fight is so dominant. That doesn't very much happen often. But, I mean, he was on his way to a 30-26 or a 30-27, and he just managed to get the submission in the last 6 seconds. Very late finish. Very, very late finish, but all credit has to go to that man. 1 second, I have to add main event, man. Down. That end.
Unsure what we have up next. Jamie, I will let you cue it in.
That would be. Just because he knows he has to fight me in the co-main, I'd be fucking scared as well.
Joker versus Flecky's next, I believe. If we can get them in the lobby.
Jamie, I typed in your account name and it didn't come up. No players found.
I sent you the picture of it. You spelled it right?
I typed it in. Yeah, I've sent you a picture of what I've got.
Alright.
Who's excited for the UFC tonight then?
It all looks fine. Everyone says they're ready, and then we get to the time and everyone just disappears.
To your point, Chad, definitely very intrigued by tonight's interim heavyweight belt. Being on the line, of course, interesting situation for it to be in existence. I disagree with it. I think Ngannou should have had the right to move this back to September and fight either Lewis or Gane. But talking about the matchup tonight, I think that Lewis can get it done. Again, 25 minutes is a long time to be able to land that one strike to end it. Depends on what type of Cyril Gane's going to be coming out. I think if the Gane that fought JDS is the Gane that fights Lewis, then will be a tough night at the office for the Black Beast. But if it's the same Gon that's shown up in his previous two outings against Drago, Alexander Volkov, and Jairzinho Rosenstrike, very patient, very counter striker on the back foot a lot. I don't know. It's definitely intriguing. I don't think it's going to be an exciting one, but I am looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I think that you're exactly right. I don't think the fact that I think Garnu should have got a lot longer to really defend himself. It just shows the petulant level of Dana White that he even forced him into it. But I mean, now we've got it. Lewis versus Garn. I think that's a very interesting fight. I truly expect a man that's got what 4 UFC fights. He's got what 9 fights in total in his entire MMA career. I think he's going to get caught. I think it's too much of a big risk with Derek Lewis, who's just a seasoned veteran enough to catch him, despite the disparity in skills. But Cejudo versus Figueiredo.
I don't know if this is the fight that we are watching.
No.
Yeah, I guess it was Gilly and Dova getting some sparring in after Gilly's victorious outing here to open things up at AGRO 56.
Straight back in
Put
the
it
gym.
on. Yeah, you've got to respect a man that goes straight back into a gym 2 minutes after his fight.
Gets in the Uber straight in.
Oh God. Yeah, no. My stomach is in agony. I don't know why.
Couple other fights on tonight's card that are worth mentioning. Obviously, Jose Aldo versus the young Punisher, Pedro Munoz. This is going to be a very good matchup down at 135, at least in my professional opinion. Jose Aldo on the decline, but still a very much game fighter. Has gone toe-to-toe in his last 4. He's lost to Piotr No Mercy Yan, the former bantamweight champion, and Alexander Volkanovski, the current 145 champion. And he's beaten, obviously, Chito Marlon Vera, and I believe Hanato Moicano was the 4th fight that he had. So taking out decent names and only losing to the best, really not something that you can criticize the King of Rio about too much, Chad.
Look, I actually think Aldo's going to get it done. I think this talk of him being on decline, I don't think that's fair a lot of the time. Perhaps it's quite evident he's declined at the age of 34 and the amount of fights he's had. But when you go 5 rounds with Petr Yan and you win 2 of them, I don't think that's the fighter on the way out whatsoever. That was only, 16 months ago? But he was fighting for a belt in which he thoroughly deserved after a great fight with Marlon Moraes. This is a guy who is dangerous at any moment in time. And guess what's even mad? What I've just realised that's even madder. Pedro Munoz is actually older than Jose Aldo.
Isn't it by 2 days? Or
Yeah, it's something stupid like 2 days. But to think of this, he's still so young. And we saw TJ Dillashaw come back 2 years off suspension and then put up an amazing fight. I think we can see that again from Aldo. I certainly expect Aldo to win that fight. And even though Pedro Munoz is an absolute killer, I just think that the King of Rio, I just think he's still so good. I truly could see him fighting for a belt in the future again. I actually would love to see if Sterling beat Yan. Aldo versus Sterling. I think that's an intriguing matchup.
the wrestling of the Funk Master versus obviously the well-known takedown defense of Aldo would be interesting to see. Have to think that the striking edge would go with Aldo, but you bring up Aljamain Sterling, and Aljo is something that I like to mention because his record at 135, technically, in my opinion, is better than Piotr Jan's, right? Aljo's got wins over Corey Sanhagen. Pedro Munoz. Munoz was coming off of the win over Cody Garbrandt. Aljo styles on him for that fight. Aljamain Sterling beat Cody Stamann, who is, I believe, still top 10. Unsure if I pronounced that name correctly, but he was 2-0-1 at the time that Aljamain faced off against him. So in terms of the record, and then I believe maybe one or two other people that I'm forgetting, but I don't know. Sterling's performance against Jan has put up such an interesting perspective about him as a fighter that I think his last couple of years in the UFC isn't really getting the time of day it deserves.
Certainly not. I mean, when you beat Corey Sanhagen within a minute 30, I favoured Sterling going into that fight with Jan. I thought Sterling was going to get it done. He technically did, but it helped my accumulator. But no, I think we all know how that fight was really going. But it's a case where if Sterling's able to keep the pace up that he keeps for the first 2-3 rounds, if he's somehow able to keep that up for 5 rounds, Yarn would be in trouble. The first round could be replicated every round from Sterling, the intensity output. I think Sterling would walk that fight, but the problem with Sterling is it's not his cardio issue, it's because he puts up such a high pace. It's such a danger. But as you were saying, you made a correct point that their records are so... Sterling's record's amazing. Stanman, people along those lines, you can't get much better than that. And I truly think that it is going to be an interesting fight. I think people writing him off entirely because of his persona since isn't entirely fair.
Would say if Henry Cejudo ever deemed necessary to step back into the octagon, lots of good matchups for him now at 135. Assuming he wants to make the bantamweights his home in a return, and would personally love to see the Messenger back in the octagon. A guy who, as you mentioned, Chad, kind of a persona that ruins the likability, ruins the legacy to some extent. Triple C really rubbed the noses of several fans, but man, that guy could fight.
And yeah, he could fight indeed. He put down one of my favourite fighters, Dominic Cruz, in a way that's completely discredited him from the top 5. I still think Cruz has got it. I think that, well, I'm not going to talk about the stoppage because I've been ranting for hours, but I still think if to even get Dominic Cruz in a position when you knock him down at whatever age, that just shows the level of skill this guy does have. And there are questions surrounding some of his wins, obviously. DJ, TJ, things along those lines. There's always some mitigating circumstances, so maybe he doesn't get the credit he fully deserves. But I believe we'll see the Messenger back in the octagon very soon, and I think we'll end up seeing him against... I don't think he'll ever come back to 125, but an intriguing fight for me would be him coming back and fighting a figure 8 at 135. I would love to see that fight.
It is interesting to sort of hypothesize about Henry Cejudo's retirement as early as it did seem. He did have the flyweight strap, the bantamweight strap, and with Volkanovski being the leader at 145, you could have presumed that Henry Cejudo could have been the one to be the first triple weight champion in the UFC's history. However, talking about things that are hypothetical, let's get back to reality. At 155, we've got Dylan versus Charles do Bronx. The existing rivalry between these two, 1 win to do Bronx, 0 to Dylan. The calf on Dylan's side is Virtuoso, kickboxer, acrobat to the colorfully clad
Both
blue
Virtuoso.
corner.
He switched last second.
And they, yeah,
Oh, he
no,
did?
both,
Oh.
yeah, he switched it to the last second to the same weight class. Every single fighter today has used balanced Virtuoso. Very interesting.
A lot of well, there's a reason it is balanced, incredibly well versed. Is that archetype one of my personal favorites when I was playing this game? The striking is varied. You can find a lot of different angles: axe kicks, spinning back kicks to the head, and then the grappling as well. Tons of good submissions within that Virtuoso class.
And we are off again. No one touches gloves. It's a shame.
Good stick right there with the jab. Do Bronx clearly working that left hand early.
Do you know what this is, Chad?
I know, Dylan.
No, do you know who the other one is?
Ah.
It's Craigie Boy. Your son.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's Craigie Boy.
Oh yeah, I sunned him, didn't I? That was a mad one. I remember that. That was one of my best performances.
Domination from Chad.
I missed that. Those were the days. That was my peak. I feel like right now.
Oh, rocked up on the early.
Oh! Oh! That is it! Just under a minute, Dylan gets it done in a big way.
That's why we watch AGRO, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable.
Where the hell did that
caught us off guard. That was
Wow.
just a flash knockout, but I mean, he landed 3 or 4 strikes in there. So, oh, it was the head. Oh, that's a brutal KO.
He ducked into
He
the
had
knee.
a lot of
lot
of impact on it. Again, that body rock courtesy of leaning back at the wrong time. Sometimes this game is just not on your side. Dylan walks through Charles do Bronx, evens out 1 apiece. Maybe we'll see that trilogy be run back in the future, but gonna have to earn it in just under a minute. Dylan getting the hand raised.
What a fight. What a moment. I mean...
All I got was a message saying he from Dylan.
Yeah. Okay. I can see why he'd be laughing. All the way to the bank with probably a 50 grand bonus for knockout tonight. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any more contenders than that. That was absolutely
was
unscrupulous. Yes, it really was.
You could fit that on a TikTok. It was that quick.
That was actually brutal. And the thing is, Craigie opened up early. He was throwing a lot of body strikes, doing a lot of damage. I would really, really like to see a trilogy. And, I mean, wow, especially if it's like that. I mean... yeah, no, interesting. But I'm actually in a state of ceramic shock. Did not expect the fight to go down like that whatsoever. I thought it would be a long, varied affair.
So I thought it could be a war. That's why we'd be up to.
I thought it'd be
Dylan's here for the interview.
Whether I've sunned him or not, he's still a very good player, Craigie. And no, well, hello, Dylan. How are you?
I'm great. Wait, who's this?
Really? Oh shit! I said my real name. Chad.
Oh, it's fucking Chad. I love you, Chad. Wait, the Chad, Super Chad, right? Not some
Super
other.
Chad, yes.
Oh, Chad, I love to see you, man. Where have you been?
You? I've been removed.
All right. So real quick, I'm gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna make the call out right now. I ain't fighting that Dover blazing cunt that I fought the other week. Yeah, I was destroying him. I was destroying him, and then motherfucker comes along with his leg switch 350 ping like he's some good shit. Like, what an absolute twerp. Couldn't go near me. And then, but there's one name in mind. It's obvious, alright? I mean, it's not obvious, because obviously a young Eoin born from a young Dublin, Ireland, is going to smash his jaw. He's going to turn his jaw to the back of his head. But if that does not happen, you know who to call.
Would you want Morbid if he was to lose this fight, or is it specifically only Eoin from now on?
No, I don't want Eoin.
I'm so confused by this call out. This
Dylan,
is going
you said
everywhere.
so much and didn't say anything.
Dylan, ain't a fucking call out name.
I'm calling out Morbid.
There we
this
go.
Is what I'm doing.
Okay, there it is. Now, Dylan, obviously looking towards the future, absolutely necessary, but want to reflect on this fight. It was quick, only 55 seconds, but within that, there was a lot to unpack. That finishing sequence queued up by the body kick, rocked him, and then that knee, he ducked into it. Can you sort of walk us through the end of that fight?
I've said it once, I've said it before. Jamie's heard it. I've been blasting his ears, but from like day one. There is nobody, not one person with better body work. He'll put that down to laying back. I beat that though Bronx cunt about 20 times. I remember he tried to get me in a standing gilly on ranked a little Phil. Standing gilly cunts are just they're just
Can
nonsense.
We watch the
Everybody knows this.
Please?
So, sorry. So,
They're trying to get advertiser friendly. You can't.
I said Suicide Squad on the advertisement, sponsored by Suicide Squad. What?
No,
we are
for that. Yeah.
They pay us directly.
Yeah. Thank you for the call out, Dylan. Appreciate it. 50 G's, baby.
Yeah, love this.
That was that's the worst call out I think I've ever heard. He went, "Oh, I'm calling out," and he's like talking about Eoin for about 5 minutes. And he's like, "Yeah, I want Morbid." I was like, "You didn't mention his name." Yeah, no, great win there.
Yeah, he said so much in the call out and didn't actually say anything.
He's great. He is great. He's a very funny guy. But yeah, we've got Cameron Omoplata versus Created Fighter.
JDP BO3 versus TK Omoplata. The TK camp definitely well accredited in the esports competitive scene for UFC 4. Let's see if that lives up tonight.
Is this JDP?
It is. It's Real Joker MMA versus Flying Omoplata, or Cameron, as he's better known as.
Oh, there he is. Joker, obviously we all know the style, very aggressive, comes out, does not take a single step backwards. Let's see if Omoplata has the requisite tools to deal with that pressure.
That guy said GSP slander, so he's a little twerp anyway. Fuck him. Anyway, Joker on the left. It's always a great fight when Joker fights. I mean, he's a real OG of this aggro series. He's always been just one step away.
Oh!
One step away from a title shot. I mean, wow.
He's currently sitting at 7-10, I believe.
I mean, he's always been so close from a title shot. I know it's 7-10, but it really doesn't feel like it. He's had so many
8-12.
I only ever remember him winning.
Cameron's debut as well.
You can see the difference in the significance. Every time Omoplata lands, Joker is feeling it. Joker not able to get the offensive regimen up as quickly. TK Omoplata's defense as well, looking on point tonight through the first couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Omoplata looks very dangerous. He's really just playing with Joker at this moment in time, and Joker really doesn't offer very much on the ground. So, dangerous opening thing for Joker.
Would have anticipated Joker to be a lot more creative with the striking and unpack
Mm.
all of those big moves. Right there, you just saw a bit of a dipping roundhouse to the head. Didn't land, of course, but that is his bread and butter, is getting unconventional. However, through the first few minutes, he's been very conventional, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, again, as if we've always, whenever he's had success, it's been a
Oh,
very wacky array of fighting kicks and just throwing really spinny shit. And yeah, it's weird seeing him fight conventionally.
Chat,
He's doing well now. He's starting to make him eat shots.
Chat, do me a
He
favour.
has done a lot of damage to the head. Look at Omoplata's head health. Lower than you.
oh, beautifully timed rear uppercut lands on the chin of Joker. Joker responds with a crisp combination on the inside, midway point through this first round, and have to think TKO Plata is very happy with how this fight's going.
I know he's winning, but he's taking a lot of head damage and a lot of blocks been eaten. Yeah. Oh, a check hook there was
Ooh,
dangerous.
massive
That could have changed the
opportunity.
fight.
Not capitalize on Joker. Could have put some serious damage, but chose not to. Now, kicking to the legs, that calf of Omoplata could get some attention in the next couple minutes.
Getting a bit cagey. I think Omoplata started to realise his head health's a bit lower than he should have. Realistically, the game is justifying that apparently they should have the same head health, which I find odd. But Omoplata's taking damage now. Hooks. Pushing him there.
Oh!
Bloody
Oh!
hell. Oh, wow.
TKO Plata just turning it up right there. Beautiful combination. Sit down the Joker, but damn it, a deficit. Joker now
that was
pushing
dangerous.
forward.
Joker needs to push forward more like that, I think, because on the back foot, I don't think he's as dangerous. He keeps clocking him. Again, the head health of Omoplata's. This is brewing an out of nowhere knockout.
Big check left right there. Calf kick once again for Joker. It's been a tough first 5 minutes.
Oh!
Oh!
Kiss of
That is
death.
it! TKO Plata silences the Joker. The final seconds of round 1 were not needed. Rounds 2 and 3 similarly unnecessary. TKO Plata gets it done in 1.
Wow. That knockout came out of nowhere. There was no previous damage in the last 20 seconds. Just a one shot KO. Oh, he leaned into it.
Was going to say you could see
Yeah.
the urgency of Joker right after that knockdown. He was a lot more active, a lot more pressure oriented, and he put himself in several bad positions. Omoplata able to capitalize on that one.
Very, very good performance there from Cameron. Very, very good. I'll give him credit there. And Joker went into that shot, but I'm a bit upset we didn't get to see more of that fight because I still thought Joker was really in the fight. I would actually like to see this fight run back if this was a potential in the future. This extends Joker's run of losing very close fights. You've got to get him
That's
done.
3 first round finishes in a row.
There we
No,
go.
it isn't.
AGRO 56
No, it
delivering. I'll let Jamie queue up the next one. We'll talk with Chad momentarily about one of the other fights that is occurring tonight. Chad, want to get your thoughts on Vicente Luque versus Michael the Maverick Chiesa. How do you see this one going?
You know what? That's one I really don't know how I see going. I really don't understand. Don't see a fight. I see two versions of a fight. One in which Chiesa sits on him similarly how he did Magny, and another one in which Luque just sparks his lights out. I know that the Maverick, as he's affectionately named, is a very large fighter for the division. So this will be a big test for Luque, who's historically fought people relatively the same size as him or a lot smaller in the extent of Perry. But Chiesa's striking is very much walk forward, throw a jab, get to a position where you can get a clinch or a takedown. Again, when Mike Perry did that against Luque struggled. When Wonderboy was in Luque's face, he struggled a little bit. I think that Luque does very well leading the dance. But when it comes to like hitting on the counter, and I'm not saying that Chiesa's going to knock him out, but there is a potential that Luque on the back foot just gets clinched, taken down. It comes out of nowhere, and I do actually. I think if you put money on it, I think I'd have to put money on Chiesa winning that fight.
I
Nice.
agree. agree in the manner of it seems Vicente Luque has traditionally always fought to his opponent's ability. One thing to take note of, right? The fight with Brian Barberena, very closely contested, each guy having moments. The fight with Nico Price, right? To some extent, Luque did have a lot more success than Nico did, but there were moments where Price turned it up and switched the momentum. And now you look at where both of those fighters are. Brian Barberena, of course, losing to Jason Witt, and Nico Price now being on a bit of a skid. It's sort of interesting to see that even fighters that you could say are somewhat not at the elite level in terms of rankings that Luque still struggled against them, right? Fights at their ability. So, with that being said, I'm thinking that he's going to repeat that tonight. Fight at Michael Chies's ability. And as you mentioned, right, everything that Michael does is oriented to get the takedown, get the grappling going. And with Vicente Luque not really fighting that kind of style in a significant amount of time, I am concerned for the Silent Assassin.
It will be interesting to see because it's kind of a gateway test to an Usman.
Chad, I think it's
Obviously,
me and you.
they have a complete already.
Yeah, because Cameron Mystic Mac didn't happen. Eddie fell out. Flecky had to drop out. So Joker fought Cameron. BOTG Thompson's off because Thompson's internet's gone. Wenger fought Gilly. Dylan just fought Craig. Arjun Kezza's off. Yeah, it's me and you.
Well, get ready to get fucked up.
I will be the lone man in the booth calling the co-main event of the evening, AGRO 56, obviously headlined by Eoin versus Morbid, but cannot get past what is sure to be an exciting rematch in Jamie versus Super Chad.
Especially after the first one was an all-out war, and I need you, Jamie, to send me the invite. Kane, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Perfect timing. Now that's timing.
Oh, hello everyone.
How are you,
Someone play Kane's intro music.
This is fucking vibe. This is a throwback, this session. When have we all been in this?
Alright, there you go.
Beautiful.
When have we, all four of us, been in a call? When's the last time that happened? In a while.
Probably in like December.
Just add in
Because I ate you all.
Fair enough. Don't blame you.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Been some good fights. That Dylan fight was nice.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we've had like 4 fights tonight. We've had 3, and this is a co-main. Everyone's ran off.
You know how it is.
I'll fight again if you want. I'll do 2 people after fucking bouncing his head off the floor.
Load up the Xbox, Chad, and we'll fight on that.
That'd be quite cool. I've got a job now. When I get paid next, I might actually do that and buy an Xbox and just fuck Kane up.
Big shout out to Brock's Loaded in the chat, Dova Blazin, also announcing Kane, the man, the myth, the legend, welcoming him to the Octagon, not the Octagon, the booth once again.
Chad, accept the
hot minute.
friend request.
It's been several hot minutes. I'm just gonna close my window because my neighbours aren't courteous.
You watching the fights tonight? Did anyone watching the fights tonight?
I will be, Chad, yeah.
If you want to do it on a call.
We will if we're still friends after
alone.
this.
Oh, but it probably won't be, knowing our tendency. After I fucking wipe the floor with you, I can understand why
Can you
you
go
wouldn't be
live on
seeing
8
me.
Will Carling as well, please, Chad?
So what we got the Bane and Kane co-main commentary team.
Yeah, we have.
Jeez.
Oh.
Then we'll have the old school crew back in for a Morbid fight. So we call Bully Morbid
That's
for
going to be
15
actually
minutes.
quite bad. That bastard.
Yeah, get to see Morbid clinch for 25 minutes straight.
Who I all the points.
Right,
I'm not so
we are ready. Can you guys... Oh, of course you can't see it. Chad, will you go live on 8 Will Carling, please?
I am now.
Yes, you are. Right, boys.
Right. I'll come back victorious, even though I barely play the game anymore.
Yeah. We can see.
Ready to rumble at 170. Their first fight was contested down at 145. Of course, Jamie victorious in that one. What was largely a striking match. We'll see if that's repeated in this one. Super Chad versus Jamie in the co-main event of the evening, Kane.
Both going virtuoso, which is a good decision. they've got, like you mentioned earlier on the broadcast, they've got a good mix of striking and takedowns. So we know obviously both fighters do love a takedown. They do love to control, but recently fallen in love with their ability to strike. So it's going to be interesting. We know Chad really wants that, really wants that W back. He feels robbed in the first fight, as I'm sure he'll tell you himself. So this is his chance at redemption, and he could make himself a 170 on a path to the 170 belt. But here we go.
Good touch
The
of
boss
gloves to
man
start things off. Oh,
versus.
combination.
And I've got to say, at this moment in time, I have to give the striking edge to Jamie, just because of how much he's improved, how much time he spent in between camps working on his striking. He's really improved in that ability, which is great.
Ooh.
But as we saw in the Nick fight, his ground game fell off just a slight touch. So it's just who's got the better edge tonight. And so far, Jamie's coming out hot and
Jamie
heavy
is
with combinations.
absolutely looking crisp with this. You can see mixing an axe kick in there to conclude the combination. Jamie competing in several other organizations on the scene, most notably Primetime, where he is a ranked competitor. So he is, to your point, Kane, improving in all areas. And right now, Chad having to deal with the timing issues that he's facing. Jamie mixing it up so beautifully.
Absolutely.
Good
A
strap
much
right
more
there.
measured fight compared to the first one, where they literally just went out and swang and banged. Much more measured approach from both fighters. No takedown shot yet, but I think we will see one at some point.
Course.
Why is this 5 rounds?
It's a great question. Let's hope it doesn't go through 3. 15 minutes should have been the limit for the co-main, but who knows? Maybe they're doing the 5-round.
Unless we're doing a Diaz situation, because it's Jamie and does what he wants.
Probably. Chad now trying to really mix it up to the kicks downstairs.
Oh!
Wow!
Sets up perfectly, but he can't fall too much back onto that kick. That was a fucking struggle to say that sentence. That kick is fantastic when it lands, but it can gash you out super quick. And it's really easy to read as well if you throw it too many times. So he needs to be careful. But it's a big moment in the fight for nice knee to the body there. Jamie falling onto that spinning elbow.
The most significant moment of the fight so far definitely has to be that rock. 90 seconds remain. Can Jamie get this round back into his hands? Have to think he's obviously been the more consistent fighter through 4 minutes, but Chad able to pull out the significant strikes when he needs to. Would love to see him continue his dedication. Oh! Wow! Would have thought that
No
big
rock,
miss.
but big damage. That's going to annoy Jamie.
Oh!
The
Chad.
slight pullback as Chad goes for the uppercut. Jamie pulls back and lands a beautiful elbow that knocks Chad down. So big moments from both fighters now. But
beautifully timed.
Reckless.
That could have been it right there. Wow. Jamie really taking this round by the horns as it's concluding. Chad just getting touched up way too much defensively. He's not looking as cognizant as he's been. Have to think because this has been a largely striking battle through the first round. Chad's bread and butter, we cannot argue about, is the wrestling. It's the grappling, the dominance that he brings on the floor. When fights have stayed standing, he has struggled.
Absolutely. And I think I was just going to touch on that. I think a takedown would be wise for Chad because it's clear at this current moment in time, although Chad had early success, that Jamie's edge in striking is just a lot further. It's a lot further apart than Chad may have expected. So I think start to initiate a clinch and a takedown would be a good idea, just to wear on Jamie a little bit, drain that stamina down, and give Chad another way back into this fight.
Ooh, big kicks
Not that
right
he's
there.
out, but it's a lot of rocks and a couple of knockdowns for Jamie.
Good kicks right there to the midsection. Definitely a smart adjustment from Chad, trying to take away the stamina advantage that the boss man does have. First couple minutes of this second round have gone to the blue corner. Chad really advancing a lot, but you get caught right there. Jamie with the big knockdown. Now Jamie advancing. Chad on the ropes.
Good lunges there from Jamie side to side. Another thing that has improved on massively is the movement. You've got to have good striking. You've got to have good movement if you want to have good striking as well, because it's all right throwing it, but you want to be able to throw and then get out of the way of anything coming back at you. So fantastic job from Jamie so far.
Shades and blades in this second round. Each guy on the inside with the elbows. Great combination there from Jamie, though. Bobbing and weaving and landing at will.
Nice front kick there to the body from Chad. Oh, just through the block there.
Always interesting how quickly the tide can turn. You can see, right, Chad getting touched up earlier in this second round, but still able to fight his way back into what appears to be a more even scenario right here. Fight appears to be closely contested. It's not!
Nice head movement there from Chad. That head health is slowly starting to whittle away. And there's not too much of an advantage right now. Obviously, it is in Jamie's favor, but that body work. Oh!
Wow.
Nice
Big miss
footwork
right
there.
Oh, Jamie now running across the octagon. Maybe he senses some blood in the water. That blue corner struggling through the first 8 minutes, now eating some shots on the inside.
Oh! Flying knee there from Chad. Chad opting with a 1-2, 1-2 quite a lot. I'd like to see him string together some different kinds of combinations because that 1-2 is really easy to read and slip.
Left hook right there on the inside for Chad. Definitely rung the bell of Jamie momentarily. Now Chad advancing through the final 60 seconds. Jumping knee not there for Jamie.
Oh, Chad going for a spin, but it gets countered by Jamie, who puts on a 5-piece combination, and Chad throws a head kick.
30 seconds remaining. You can see the head health of Chad. It is blinking. This is bad. Jamie pushing forward like a madman right here.
And the stamina as well. Oh!
Ooh.
Big head kick there from Jamie. Last couple of seconds of the round.
Chad surviving just an onslaught. We've seen a couple fights end right at the end of the round in this card. Thankfully, this one goes to the third. Have to think what was a close round. Likely going to the boss man, courtesy of just the damage, right? Those knockdowns definitely on his side. Chad had success, but he needs to be able to string it together more consistently.
Absolutely. And I think now's the time for the takedown. The stamina is draining and draining at a rapid rate. We're in round 3, and you've got almost less than half a bar. You just need to, I think it's time for him to take down and start to wear away on Jamie. Jamie shoots the takedown.
Throws Chad to the mat. Have to say, while each guy, right, has a lot of pride on the line, their fights always delivering. This one exciting through the first 2 rounds. Let's see if that pace continues in this third.
Oh, nice 3-piece combination.
Oh, right there. Big moment for Chad. Couple losses. That midsection getting brutalized.
And that was the story of the last fight. Chad had brutalized Jamie's body in that fight and got several knockdowns to the body on Jamie via those knees, those standing switch kicks. So that could be another factor. There's going to be another 2 rounds of this possibly, and Chad's now starting to see that the body is low and Jamie's susceptible to the attacks there. So just needs to be really careful throwing these 4 combinations. I'd like him to with the 1-2 and then back out and throw the body kick, but Jamie just headhunting, not throwing a lot of stuff to the body, mainly kicks, but I'd like to see him working a few more things to the body, a few more shots.
One of the adjustments that I like that Chad made, right, again, with that roundhouse, because he was going to the head with the kicks a lot in those first 2 rounds, right, the spinning back kicks. So adjusting and only focusing on the midsection definitely opens those up. A big uppercut by Jamie. Now Jamie pushing Chad against the ropes.
All it takes is one for Jamie to get back into the fight and do all the hard work that Chad's just done.
And Jamie, right, is not sitting on every single strike. He is sort of peppering, right, touch, boom mentality from the boss man, red corner, really finding moments, typically at the end of the combinations, right? First 2 strikes land in the guard, third loops right around, 90 seconds remain in this third round, and Chad is just looking bad!
Oh! Chad doing a good job at surviving, though. Oh, beautiful head movement from Chad. He's still rocked.
Chad always one to go out on the shield in the event that he does, but fights to the very end. 60 seconds remain in this third round.
Oh!
Wow! Massive overhand.
Beautiful. Oh! And a body rock there from...
These guys are just leaving it all in the octagon through 15 minutes. Chad tasted the canvas a ton, but is still very much here. However, that stamina is gone, Kane.
Absolutely. Oh, and he needs to be careful with those kicks because one overhand with how
Wow.
with how low Chad's head health is, it only takes one.
Oh.
What a crazy! Almost exactly the same as the first fight, with a lot of body rocks coming from Chad, and a lot of rocks up top coming from Jamie. So
Would like to see Chad really focus in and be a little bit more conventional, right? Those big kicks are just too much of a stamina risk in these championship rounds. And you have to think, right, all the momentum is with the red corner, the boss man himself, controlling this fight through 20 minutes, or 15 minutes, rather. Let's see if that continues. And again.
Nice, beautiful Superman punch
Oh.
and the lead hook. Taking the page out of my book with that Superman punch, whittling away the guard of Chad.
Wow.
Four-piece combination sits down the former champion. Can Jamie finish the fight? Chad's head health is low.
One of the best to ever do it is now just recklessly throwing these spinning strikes. Wow. This is not an if, but
nice
a
head
when.
there, but I don't think it's just too much damage has been done on Jamie's part. That something big is going to have to happen for Chad.
I think focusing on the you can see the health on Chad is just non-existent. Every strike makes that head blink.
These moving lunges.
Wow.
They're taking a lot of the stamina out when he doesn't have a lot of stamina as it is.
I'd love to see Jamie adjust to the body just for a couple of combinations, right? Get the hands down from Chad to open up that skull.
Jamie just putting on a clinic at the minute.
Good
Chad's
kick right there.
Still waddling forward, still coming through, throwing the shots to the body. Nice feint there by Jamie. Goes to the leg.
Big miss.
Ooh.
Knees to the body. Jumping knee right there. Jamie really uncorking everything. But look at that big knee from Chad. That was an opportunity not capitalized by the blue corner. Chad now putting on the pressure. I think this is what he needs to do. Corner. Oh! Wow! Out of nowhere, a massive left straight down the middle puts
bullshit.
The former king to sleep.
Okay.
The big boss man.
I think that was a bit bollocks that you land that many body strikes. Doesn't do much damage, but it's alright. Guess he did well. Oh, well,
Obviously, we've got Chad and Jamie in the booth. Chad, want to unpack, right? The first round, closely contested. However, you, I believe, did have the more significant moment with, I think it was a rock. But as this fight progressed, right, Jamie just kept touching the chin a lot more. Did you ever consider clinching, wrestling, any grappling attempts?
No, I would have won if that was the case, but we agreed not to. So I honored my agreement, and that's what I do. I'm not a striker. I put on a great fight, and that's what I do. I have no doubts in my mind that if he would have wrestled, I would have won, and I think most people don't. But I think it was very telling. He did very well. I used too much stamina. I think the fact I don't play the game at all helped him. But yeah, he did very well in the fourth round. I truly don't understand how his stamina didn't go down more, considering the amount of body strikes I landed. But yeah, well done. I think it says a lot about the game. You land 60 strikes to a body and doesn't knock someone out.
So let me get this straight, Chad. You messaged me asking for a stand-up fight and then used it as an excuse.
I didn't use it as an excuse. I just said I know what the result would have been. And also, you did it as 5 rounds for some reason. It was 3-round fight.
The last one was 5. The one if it was 3 rounds, I was 3 rounds
last
up.
one was the main event.
Either way,
in the 5-round fight, I had to use less stamina.
AGRO 56 continues on to the main event of the evening. Eoin versus Morbid. Mad lad. Eoin did send a message on Twitter. Actually, let me play this real quick into the microphone.
Irish are taking over.
I believe you called me Ian, bro. It's Eoin.
So I learned the pronunciation courtesy of an Irishman informing me. Big thanks to Eoin in the chat. Let him know that his name is spelled weird to an American.
It's spelled weird to everybody. It's not just American.
I don't know if everybody wants to stay in the booth for the main event. 4 people is definitely a crowd. Jamie and Chad, if you guys do want to take a bit of a breather, you definitely can. You've earned it.
I've got my fucking on the wrong screen here. That's what BOTG messing up my Twitch does. There we go. That's better. Everyone's still there, yeah? What have I done?
Yeah, give me 2 secs.
Nice.
Gift. Unsure why Kamaru Usman is Omari Akhmedov.
Oh yeah, I don't know why that's been doing that recently.
That an interesting glitch.
I hate this game.
I'm very excited for ESBC. I will make a small announcement. I touched bases with them about doing commentary for their events, and they seemed receptive. So who knows? Could be stepping up.
Did you know they're based in the city where I live?
Really?
Yeah. Still Cities Interactive is in Sheffield. Big up. Come find me. I'll kill you.
Threatening to kill people. You're doing well today.
You can see Morbid Mad Lad's bear calf. It's sort of since his return to aggro has been the staple, and it's helped him massively. Obviously, the rise to the top has been quick, but he has stayed there. Now at 145, wrestler Dominator seems to be the pick. Owen Burney, kickboxer sniper, the blue-haired blue corner. Let's see if that man can get it done and take the belt away from Morbid.
It's gonna be it's a tall task. Oh, he's gone balance virtuoso. There we go. That gives me a little bit more faith. But you know, Morbid's just a different beast. He is literally a rainbow bear. So, yeah,
No,
Not much-
no more context to it.
Yeah.
Just he is literally a bear. Period. End of
Quite
story.
literally.
Fighting a true alpha in the animal kingdom, and this one have never seen a
Sigma
bear.
male.
Just a quick question, guys. Who do you want me to see on my next fight in my Legends tour?
Me, get an Xbox.
Oh, you know, that might be a good shout.
I want to go on a Legends tour as well. Give me Bane 5 times in a row.
But Jesus, I'm never touching this game again.
I know we're counting Legends in aggro Legends or fighting Legends, because we're talking fighting Legends, and I'm sorry,
Hey,
Kate.
Jamie, can I be put in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna fight
Don't
Bum
worry
Rock.
about
When
it. Don't
I've
worry
got
about
one or
it.
2 more fights in this division. I'm gonna fight Bum Rock or Smoggy or something like that. And I'll take that Kai.
Oh, look at this. Owen now advancing. You can see, though, Morbid getting in this clinch entry. This is bad for Owen early, Kane.
It's already not even
Oh!
not even a minute into the fight, and he's already got backseat. That's a good idea to go down to the slab, and it's a nice reversal into backside for Owen. I don't fucking know what his name is. Ian. I'm gonna call him Ian. I'm gonna trigger him.
Bernie won't do bad, trust me. It looks a
One
bad position
thing
already, but it doesn't take long. That's
His
nice.
wrestling isn't when I fight him. His wrestling
Owen
isn't
not doing a
impressive.
ton of faking, sort of just shooting these transitions and really going for it. Might be confusing Morbid, but Morbid is a competitor that can catch up on that very quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't take him long. He's already figured it out. Nice denial there, straight into side control for Morbid. Like a knife through butter. Just going to sit in here, up to do a little bit of damage. Nice denial there from Morbid. Still inside control, still got a lot of time to work away at the damage with the head.
Another denial right there. Some short elbows on the inside. Now in crucifix position. This is bad for Owen. Those elbows look like they don't have a lot of meat on them, but boy, do they sting, Kane.
Absolutely. All that sharp bone is awful. I've never been elbowed, and I don't ever want to be elbowed.
That could be arranged.
Jamie, I'd fuck you up. I'm about 16 stone heavier than you. I'd just eat you.
Now you can see more peppering to the midsection, now transitioning to the opposite side of Owen. Another denial. This is looking like a vintage Morbid Mad Lad performance. A couple more elbows on the inside. This has got to be frustrating for the
absolutely.
challenger.
Nice denial there from the crucifix from Owen, and gets it into whatever this position is.
Nice!
That's good. That's good.
Axe kick!
Nice jab.
Axe kick right
Lead
there.
leg axe kick. Morbid with a 1-2. Nice spinning elbow hook. A little bit of I like this urgency from Eoin. He's not.
Oh, some gamesmanship from the blue corner. Now piecing up Morbid with a combination. 90 seconds remain. Big
Nice.
takedown
Nice.
attempt right there. Owen gets out of it.
Oh, nice slip. This is interesting, boys.
Oh!
Oh, nice spinning elbow. That spinning elbow lead hook combination is clean. Morbid. I don't know what he's doing.
Cruz.
Nice slip there. The straight from Morbid.
Don't think I've ever seen Dominic
Kicks
Cruz
the
go
body.
from that back.
Unsure how I would suggest adjustments, right? Those body kicks and leg kicks, they give Morbid opportunities to take the fight to the mat, Kane.
Nice and again, beautiful.
Oh, nice. This is.
Oh!
Morbid in the most trouble we've seen him in a long time.
Whoa.
Look at this.
This is Barney's round so far with the heavy six strikes. Woo!
Oh, and then again
Morbid.
that spinning elbow lead hook combination that has been money.
Oh! Until then.
2 axe kick just as he gets the rock. This is interesting. There's Big
Morbid.
John and fucking Goldie would say we got ourselves a fight.
Definitely interesting. The first couple minutes really controlled by Morbid, right? Those crucifix positions were dangerous, but the second Owen was able to get back to the feet, it was all the blue corner. Let's see, this second round is upon us. Kane, what do you think Morbid has to do?
That exactly what he's just done there.
No,
Straight into the takedown, nice denial there.
Silly, you're just giving him a chance for
Not a lot of stamina drain does to get the denial. He doesn't straight into crucifix for Morbid. He's got a lot of time to work. Again, not even 30 seconds into the second round.
Go for an Americana in a minute.
No.
We saw him. We saw him survive. This could be dangerous, though. This could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Nice denial.
Denial there. I mean, it was a bit obvious what he'd go for.
Yeah, you got that.
He's got that one. This could be it.
Oh,
That's over.
If Morbid's not going to get
You
it,
can
he'll
see.
cancel it and put it in straight again and he'll get the achievement. He's not doing bad though, but he'll get it.
He's gonna get this,
I think he's doing quite bad.
massive stamina advantage for Morbid. You can see the submission specialist has been here before and gotten it done. Owen really is going to have to be patient to get out of this one.
He's not doing too bad. This is quite good for Eoin.
Oh,
Those strikes have just boosted that bar right up. This could be it. This is close.
that is it.
No, that's it.
That is it. Wow.
That is it.
Owen submits in the second round. Morbid Madlad rallies from some serious adversity, right? Getting rocked at the conclusion of that first set of 5 minutes caused some concern, some alarm potentially, but the Bear gets it done tonight.
Very good fight, I guess.
Somewhat of a, I don't want to toss any criticism on Morbid's performance, but his game plan is very well known, incredibly obvious to all. He wants to get the submission, he wants to dominate in the grappling, and while that may make for somewhat of a anticlimactic viewing experience, definitely have to respect his ability, in addition to coming back from that first round. Great job on his part. Jamie, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks for tuning in. Unfortunate for Eoin. And a new Chad, unlucky.
Yeah.
I will be showing. I need to show this, don't I? The King of the Calf thing. I'll just show it on the screen. King of the Calf will be taking place tomorrow on Primetime's Twitch. Eoin and Morbid will be fighting again, not each other, but fighting for AGRO this time. Make sure
Good fight each other there.
We'll be yeah, they could fight each other. We'll be changing the cast round every week, every month who's in this tournament. It won't just be the same 2 people. Don't miss it. This is all for the bragging rights. And see you next week for the normal AGRO card as well.
Bye.